As you know, Catherine and Prince William have been going out together for quite a number of years, which is great for us because we've got to know William really well.
Many people think that Carole and Michael Middleton are lucky that their eldest daughter is about to become the future Queen of England. However, Catherine claimed the opposite, that she was the lucky one to be their child. Why? Many people think that Carole and Michael Middleton's lives changed positively when they suddenly established a close relationship with the royal family, especially Prince William. However, the truth is that is not so. Happiness has not yet been seen, but their reputation, career, and even their background have been tragically ridiculed. So should we call it happiness or tragedy? Let's take a look at the hardships that Catherine's parents had to endure. The portrayal of Carole and Michael Middleton as a typical middle-class couple in tabloid news contrasts sharply with the reality of their financial background. While they indeed began their careers in a modest manner, their journey to wealth was influenced significantly by a familial inheritance rooted in tragedy. Carole Middleton, born Carole Goldsmith, and Michael Middleton married in 1980. Their entry into the public eye intensified after their daughter Catherine, now known as the Duchess of Cambridge, married Prince William in 2011. Before this marriage into the British royal family, Catherine Middleton had already lived a life with substantial financial comforts, largely facilitated by her parents' successful business endeavors. The Middleton family's financial trajectory pivots around a trust fund established generations earlier by Catherine's great-great-grandfather, Francis Martineau Lupton. He had amassed a considerable fortune intended to be shared among his 5 children. Tragically, during World War I, all 3 of Francis's sons perished, leaving his daughters, Olive and Anne Lupton, as the surviving heirs. Their inheritance, estimated to be worth over $2 million in today's currency, was a significant sum that shaped the financial future of the Middleton family. Anne Lupton, one of the surviving daughters, never married, ensuring that her portion of the inheritance would eventually pass to Olive's descendants. This inheritance eventually reached Catherine Middleton's grandfather, who benefited from the financial stability it provided. It was this wealth that helped establish the foundation for the Middleton children's education and future business ventures, including Party Pieces, the successful party decoration business founded by Carole and Michael Middleton in 1987. The success of Party Pieces allowed the Middletons to afford a comfortable lifestyle, including sending their children to prestigious boarding schools such as Marlborough College, where Catherine attended. The family also resided in a $1.5 million home, showcasing their financial security and ability to live in a manner that belied the modest origins often highlighted in media narratives. It is a painful truth that Carole and Michael Middleton were ridiculed by Prince William's friends when Kate publicly confirmed that she was dating the prince. Carole and Michael Middleton's journey into the British royal family's orbit has been marked by both privilege and social challenges, reflecting a blend of old money heritage and middle-class origins that drew scrutiny and sometimes ridicule from Prince William's circle. Contrary to the typical narrative of aristocratic lineage and grand estates, Carole Middleton's ancestry traces back to James Harrison, a coal miner from northern England. The humble beginnings of the Middleton family are encapsulated in James Harrison's modest miner's cottage, a stark contrast to the sprawling estates inhabited by many of Prince William's peers. This stark difference in social background became a point of contention when William began dating Catherine Middleton, now the Duchess of Cambridge. Prince William's friends, accustomed to the echelons of the British aristocracy, were reportedly unkind in their treatment of Catherine due to her middle-class roots. Katie Nicholl, a royal expert, recounted on Vanity Fair's Dynasty podcast how William's friends would mockingly comment when Catherine, then Kate, appeared at places like Bougie's, a nightclub in West London. Their derogatory reference, Doors to Manual, alluded to Carole Middleton's previous career as a flight attendant, implying a condescending view of her background. Despite the Middleton family's financial stability and eventual wealth through business success with party pieces, the lack of aristocratic titles or ancestral estates left them vulnerable to social snobbery within elite circles. Carole Middleton's previous profession as a flight attendant, often stereotyped in Britain's class-conscious society, added fuel to the mocking remarks made by some of Prince William's associates. And yet, during Prince William and Catherine Middleton's courtship, the Middleton family faced significant criticism and snobbery from various quarters, including the British press and royal commentators, highlighting deep-seated class biases within British society. The Middletons, despite their financial success and stability through party pieces, a business they founded in 1987 specializing in party decorations, were often portrayed in a derogatory light. Their middle-class background, in contrast to the aristocratic lineage typically associated with members of the British royal family, became a focal point of criticism. This was particularly pronounced in the attitudes of Prince William's affluent friends and echoed in the columns of various newspapers. The British press, known for its scrutiny and sometimes scathing commentary on royal matters, did not spare the Middletons. Articles in outlets like the Daily Mail highlighted supposed inadequacies in Carole Middleton's demeanor and background. One article quoted a courtier expressing doubts about Carole Middleton's suitability, describing her as pushy, rather twee, and incredibly middle class. The use of everyday language such as pleased to meet you, toilet, and pardon was singled out as evidence of her perceived unsuitability for her daughter's future role as Queen of England. The criticism extended to Carole's perceived ambition in grooming Catherine for royal life, with implications that she herself did not fit into the aristocratic circles of the monarchy. The scrutiny intensified after Prince William and Catherine briefly parted ways in 2007. Royal commentator James Whittaker, in an article for The Mirror, openly questioned the suitability of Catherine Middleton, citing her middle-class upbringing as a barrier to her becoming queen. He argued that despite Catherine's personal qualities, her background, attending Marlborough College and her parents' occupations, did not align with what he perceived as the suitable stock for a future queen consort. This sentiment underscored entrenched class prejudices within British society, where lineage and upbringing traditionally carried significant weight in perceptions of suitability for royal roles. The portrayal of Carole Middleton and her family on Netflix's The Crown adds another layer to the complex relationship between media representation and reality, particularly concerning the Middletons' public perception during Prince William and Catherine Middleton's courtship and marriage. The Crown, known for its dramatized interpretations of historical events and characters, depicted Carole Middleton through the lens of fiction, with actress Eve Best portraying her character in Season 6. The series focused on the relationship between Prince William and Catherine, weaving in fictionalized elements of their personal lives and the dynamics within the Middleton family. In the show, Carole Middleton's character is portrayed as ambitious and socially ambitious, with a strong desire to climb the social ladder. One scene features her recounting to a young Catherine about meeting her husband-to-be, Michael Middleton, highlighting her initial feelings of being out of her league compared to his family's more established connections. This portrayal suggests a narrative of Carole Middleton as a pushy and status-conscious figure, driven by aspirations of social advancement through her daughter's relationship with Prince William. However, this depiction of the Crown diverges significantly from the reality of Carole Middleton's character and motivations. In actuality, Carole and Michael Middleton, while successful entrepreneurs with party pieces, were portrayed in a more grounded light in public appearances and interviews. They focused on supporting their children's education and careers rather than actively seeking to elevate their social status through royal connections. Criticism of The Crown often centers on its blending of fact and fiction, blurring the lines between historical accuracy and creative interpretation. Princess Diana's brother, Charles Spencer, articulated concerns about viewers mistaking the series' narrative for historical truth, especially outside the UK. He emphasized that while The Crown provides entertainment, it should not be mistaken for a reliable historical source, cautioning against taking its portrayals at face value. Besides, Carole Middleton, mother of 3 and matriarch of the Middleton family, has faced significant challenges and intrusions into her privacy, particularly through the relentless scrutiny of the tabloid media and a notorious hacking scandal involving her and her family. The Middletons, propelled into the public eye by their daughter Catherine's relationship with Prince William and subsequent marriage, became frequent targets of tabloid interest. Carole Middleton, in particular, found herself subjected to invasive tactics such as paparazzi stalking, tabloid mockery, and the severe breach of privacy through phone hacking. In 2014, the Daily Mail reported that News of the World, a now defunct British tabloid, had hacked into Carole Middleton's phone. This illicit practice was part of a widespread scheme aimed at gathering intimate details about the lives of British royals and their associates. The hacking scandal, which rocked the British media landscape, revealed that Carole Middleton was among many victims of this intrusive strategy. According to BBC reports, Princess Catherine's phone was hacked a staggering 155 times, while Prince William's phone was compromised 35 times. These revelations underscored the extent to which tabloid journalists had invaded the privacy of the royal family and those connected to them. The repercussions of the phone hacking scandal were profound. While it remains unclear if any information obtained from Carole Middleton's phone directly influenced News of the World articles, the breach exposed sensitive personal details and conversations. One particularly infamous outcome of the hacking was the publication of Prince William's affectionate nickname for Catherine, Babykins, which had been intended to remain private. The invasion of privacy through phone hacking not only violated legal and ethical boundaries, but also deeply affected the Middletons on a personal level. Beyond the exposure of private communications, the incident likely caused significant emotional distress and may have had lasting implications for their sense of security and trust in media institutions. On the other hand, Carole and Michael Middleton missed out on many family Christmases, and this was a huge disappointment. Their love for Christmas has been a long-standing tradition in their family, rooted in both personal enjoyment and their former business ventures. As former owners of Party Pieces, a successful party supplies company, the Middletons reveled in the festive spirit, particularly when it came to decorating their home for the holidays. Their enthusiasm for Christmas has been a noticeable aspect of their family life, celebrated with the purchase of multiple Christmas trees and elaborate decorations. In 2021, Carole Middleton shared their family's Christmas traditions on Party Pieces' Instagram, expressing their plans for the season. She noted their intention to have 2 Christmas trees, one dedicated for the children to decorate and another she personally decorates. Reflecting on the passage of time and the wear on their cherished treetop angel, Carole mentioned her anticipation of finding a new decoration to continue their festive traditions. This public glimpse into their holiday preparations underscores their commitment to creating joyful experiences for their family despite the challenges and expectations of royal life. Despite their deep-seated enjoyment of Christmas festivities, the Middletons have encountered limitations in their holiday celebrations, particularly concerning their grandchildren, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Royal protocol has traditionally dictated that the young royals spend Christmas at Sandringham Estate alongside their great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. This tradition has meant that Carole and Michael Middleton were not consistently included in these private family gatherings at Sandringham House. While Carole and Michael have occasionally joined the royal family for the Christmas morning service at St. Mary Magdalene Church on the Sandringham Estate, their participation has been limited to this public aspect of the royal festivities. This arrangement highlights the boundaries and protocols that govern royal family gatherings, where the focus remains on the direct lineage and senior members of the monarchy during intimate family occasions. When it comes to the Middleton children, Princess Catherine and her younger sister, Pippa Middleton, have both garnered significant public attention. Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is a prominent figure in the British royal family, celebrated for her poise and commitment to her royal duties. Pippa Middleton, on the other hand, captured the public's imagination, particularly after her role as maid of honor at Catherine's wedding to Prince William in 2011. Her style and charm earned her a spot on Tatler's Little Black Book as Britain's most desirable single woman. In contrast, the youngest Middleton sibling, James Middleton, has largely stayed out of the public eye, facing his own set of personal challenges away from the spotlight. In a candid piece for the Daily Mail in 2019, James opened up about his struggle with depression. He described his mental health battle as a cancer of the mind, emphasizing that despite his privileged upbringing and seemingly charmed life, he was not immune to the ravages of this illness. For Carole and Michael Middleton, witnessing their son's battle with depression must have been a profoundly difficult experience. The close-knit family, known for their supportive and loving dynamic, found themselves in a situation where James, at the height of his struggles, could not communicate even with those he loved most. James admitted that during this dark period, he ignored his parents' messages of love and support. Their anxious texts went unanswered as he sank deeper into despair, unable to reach out for help or respond to their concern. James's journey through depression was marked by a sense of isolation and hopelessness. However, he eventually recognized the need for psychological support, which became a turning point in his battle with mental illness. In his writings, James described this realization as a tiny spark of light in the darkness, a glimmer of hope that led him to seek professional help. This decision was crucial in his path to recovery, but it was undoubtedly a challenging experience for the entire Middleton family. In addition, the Middleton family was saddled with huge debt. Party Pieces, the party supply business founded by Carole and Michael Middleton in 1987, enjoyed significant success for many years. The enterprise, which started as a mail-order company for children's party paraphernalia, grew into a well-recognized brand. However, despite its initial success, the company faced considerable challenges in its later years. The decline began around 2019, coinciding with Carole Middleton's decision to step back from the daily operations of the business. Entrusting the company to a management team, Carole hoped to ensure its continued success without her direct oversight. Unfortunately, the new management did not steer the business in the right direction. Reports indicate that under this new leadership, Party Pieces began accruing significant debt, amounting to hundreds of thousands of pounds. The financial troubles were exacerbated by the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, which had a severe impact on many businesses worldwide. Party Pieces was no exception. In a bid to stay afloat during these challenging times, the company accepted a $219,000 COVID-19 loan from the Royal Bank of Scotland, RBS. This loan, funded by British taxpayers, became a source of controversy, drawing negative attention to the business and, by extension, to the Middletons and their royal connections. The acceptance of the RBS loan stirred a minor royal scandal, as public funds were involved. The optics of the situation were less than ideal, especially considering the Middleton family's close ties to the British royal family through Princess Catherine. A source close to the situation told the Standard that while this did not reflect well on the royals, Princess Catherine's primary concern was her mother's well-being. The bond between Carole and Catherine has always been strong, and this financial debacle undoubtedly added to Catherine's worries about her mother's situation. In response to these challenges, Carole Middleton reportedly took active steps to rectify the situation. Despite the difficulties, she remained determined to put things right. This resolve highlights Carole's enduring commitment to the business she founded and her resilience in the face of adversity. Her efforts to address the company's financial issues reflect her dedication to maintaining the legacy of Party Pieces, which has been a significant part of the Middleton family's story. Despite Carole and Michael Middleton's dedicated efforts to save Party Pieces, their beloved party supply business officially went out of business during the summer of 2023. The company, which had once been a symbol of entrepreneurial success and the backbone of the Middleton family's financial stability, succumbed to mounting debts, totaling $2.6 million by the time it failed, according to a report in the Daily Mail. For Carole Middleton, the closure of Party Pieces was a particularly devastating blow. This business was not just a source of income, but a labor of love that she had nurtured for decades. A close friend of Carole's revealed to the Daily Mail that she was understandably upset and deeply disappointed in this situation. The collapse of the company was not just a financial loss, but an emotional one, representing the end of an era for Carole and her family. While Carole largely blamed the downfall on the external managers she had hired, she also recognized her role in the failure. The same friend noted that Carole believes in accountability and accepts she had been a little naive to step back and trust someone else to run the business she had spent decades nurturing. This admission reflects Carole's integrity and willingness to take responsibility, even in the face of such a heartbreaking outcome. Her decision to step back from daily operations, trusting the wrong people to manage the company, was a hard lesson in the risks of relinquishing control. Ultimately, Carole and Michael Middleton were left with no choice but to sell Party Pieces. After an extensive search for a suitable buyer who could potentially honor the legacy of the business, Carole decided to sign a deal with the Teddy-tastic Bear Company, owned by entrepreneur James Sinclair. This decision marked the end of an era for the Middletons, but also provided a glimmer of hope that the company might continue under new leadership. One positive aspect of this transition was that the 12 employees who worked for Party Pieces were able to keep their jobs. This outcome was a small consolation in an otherwise difficult situation, ensuring that the livelihoods of those who had been part of the Party Pieces family were preserved. However, for Carole and Michael, this was the end of their direct involvement with the business they had built from the ground up. Less than a year after Carole and Michael Middleton were forced to sell their beloved company, Party Pieces, the family was hit with devastating news. Their eldest daughter, Princess Catherine, had been diagnosed with cancer. This shocking revelation added an unimaginable layer of distress to an already challenging period for the Middletons. According to royal expert Jenny Bond, the diagnosis likely proved extremely painful for the entire family. Speaking to the Mirror, Bond highlighted the emotional toll on Carole Middleton, stating, "We should also spare a thought for another mother in this, Carole Middleton. Catherine may be 42, but she is still Carole's little girl, and to watch her go through this and withstand the bullying pressure to explain must have been desperately upsetting." In the weeks following Catherine's diagnosis, Carole Middleton took on an even more prominent role in her daughter's life, providing both emotional and practical support. This period saw Carole driving Catherine around London and assisting with the care of her grandchildren, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Her presence became a pillar of strength for Catherine during this difficult time. The sight of Carole and Prince William sharing a drink together in a pub reflected the close-knit nature of their family and Carole's efforts to support both her daughter and her son-in-law. The Middleton family's involvement extended beyond immediate care and support. A palace insider told People, "Her parents are an enduring factor in the upbringing of their grandchildren, and they will be a reassuring presence when she goes back to Windsor to recuperate." This statement underscores the crucial role Carole and Michael play in the lives of their grandchildren and the broader royal family, especially during such trying times. Carole's increased involvement in Catherine's life after the diagnosis highlights the strong bond between mother and daughter. Despite Catherine's status as a senior member of the royal family, Carole has always been a steadfast presence, offering unconditional support. This period of illness only strengthened their connection, as Carole stepped up to help her daughter navigate the challenges of her health battle while balancing her duties as a mother and a public figure. What do you think about the tragedies that Princess Catherine's parents had to go through? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.